everybody. I'm so excited. We're talking The Rookie. It is Redwood, Season 1, Episode 11. Get ready because the VP is in the house.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Zone. Let me see your shoulders work. I mean, I don't know what y'all came here to do.
Redwood was crazy. The president, the vice president was causing nothing but havoc in LA.
Hey, he had the whole city in an uproar. Oh, see what I did there? Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Rookie After Show.
It's going to be so much fun tonight. But first, let me introduce our guy to my left.
Oh, me? This guy?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's your man, Chaos J, KWOSJ all day.
All day. Well, tonight we have some super cool news and gossip about The Rookie, a few surprises that you may not know about, and of course, we are going to be talking about the VP visiting LA. We're going to talk about the gun buyback and a medical emergency. What would you do about that? What do you think about tonight's Redwood episode?
I thought it was good. It was nice. It was a nice roller coaster ride. They kind of took you up, they took you down. You had some curves, you had a few twists. It was cool. I liked it. I definitely I would like to know what VP, was it just a VP or was it our current VP, present day? I always wonder about that when you see shows and they reference or mention the president or the vice president in some, as part of the plot line. Obviously they didn't really reveal what president, exists in the Rookie, universe. But no, I definitely thought it was a good one. The writers do a really good job of balancing humor and drama and everything, and we just continue to see each character just grow and develop, and just I'm digging it.
They are doing such a great job with us getting to know each character, being individuals. Everybody that in the first couple of episodes I thought, oh, they're a jerk, they're a loser, they're gonna quit.
And you like them now.
I like them.
I promise you, Bradford being one of
job.
them. We need Bradford to come on the show all day.
Bradford's so handsome. Of course, he needs to be on the show.
But then we also need Lopez and Chin on the show, and Bishop.
Nathan himself, please. I could not believe the weapons buyback. That little old lady, so nice. What did you think about a little bit of trouble in the police station?
So when, buybacks are always sketchy. Wes had the great point when he said, no questions asked. When she was, when Chin said something about the fact that, what if one of these weapons could have been used in a crime? We don't ask any questions. When the old lady came in, I did kind of get a vibe okay, something's about to go down. I don't know, of all the things I was thinking, I didn't think that it would be that she would have a a claymore or a mine or even a grenade missing the pin. I didn't think anything like that. For some reason, I thought it would have been something there was a gun and had blood on it, or I don't know. I knew something was going to happen with her. I just did not see it being the claymore, let alone something exploding.
She was a nice old lady.
She was.
And I thought
She was
it
sweet.
was so funny the way our favorite Rookie came and helped her in the door because she was struggling with her bags.
Full of guns.
I was like, my gosh, your dad was a boss. World War II and Vietnam, or was it World War II, Korea, and the Vietnam man? He was
Something
in the
like
army
that.
for a long time. A long time.
He put in work.
He put in a lot of work, and he had a very extensive gun collection.
Yeah, he did.
And I thought it was hilarious. But the other thing was, I love Officer Nolan, but he's still a rookie, and he doesn't seem to be the most observant person, but his euphoria is passing on because his partner was trying to be a little happy and nice today.
She was. It was a wave of positivity and pleasantness with Officer Bishop tonight, which is okay. But, like he said, it's been 4 months and you just rolled in with this today. It is kind of jarring. It kind of throws you off a little bit. And it was hard for me to tell, are you being genuine or are you, are you really just putting on your game face and you really feel some other kind of way. But
I think she
did
nice
a good job.
person.
She really is.
And I do believe a lot of police officers in real life need to get counseling because it's a stressful job. And like Nathan said, well, Officer Nolan said, it didn't work for he and his wife, but it seems to be doing a good job for her.
Right, exactly. And there's nothing wrong with having someone to talk to and kind of help you to sort through the things that you're going through and how you process it, and and come up with better ways to process and deal with the things that they deal with and they see on a day-to-day basis, because they see some craziness.
Craziness. It doesn't matter if you're in a big city or a small town, but how I process everything is watching TV, and I love to watch with my friends on AfterBuzz TV. Do you got some news for us?
Yeah, before we move on to our next topic, we just want to say thank you for making us the ESPN of TV talk. For us to continue to grow, we could use your help. If you're on YouTube right now, which I hope you are, I hope you're watching, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. If you're on YouTube or if you're on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating. 5, maybe 4 if you're feeling funny, but anything other than that, it does not count. But listen, no matter where you are, leave us a comment so you can get involved in the conversation. You can get a shout out. Being a part of AfterBuzz TV has meant so much to all of us, me, you, everyone here at the staff, and we truly appreciate you supporting us in doing what we love. So tell your friends, tell your wives, your husbands, your sisters, your brothers, everybody, and keep enjoying our shows.
We love you, and we love that
Hearts
you
all
tuned in.
day.
But I want to say the Redwood in LA not only caused a lot of traffic jams, but he caused some trouble between the FBI agent and our favorite lead detective. Because when Chin and West abandoned because of the whole wheat shop robbery, that FBI agent was not feeling it.
Oh, she was hot. And I think sometimes people are so wrapped up into what they're doing, in parallel with their authority, that they sometimes lose sight of what is reasonable, what is logical, and what makes the most sense. And, Sergeant Gray even backed that play when she brought it to him and said, your officers, what she said, they disobey the direct command. Yes. And he said, yeah, but at the same time, you had them on a post where you already had snipers ready to go, locked and loaded, for a VP that's getting a sandwich. Meanwhile, there's other men in the field getting, under fire, and they needed backup. So yes, yeah. I'm sorry, VP getting a sandwich, but he's already got sniper protection versus, my guy's under fire needing backup immediately. Yes, they needed to leave. And I'm so glad, because when she said that, she said, look, it's redundant for us to be here, and, you will stay here and blah, 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 blah. I was sitting there and I was thinking like, oh, this sucks. Like, who else is going to go? I honestly thought they were going to stay there. And, yes. And, so to see them swoop up like some bosses, because they did the cop swoop. The whole little, vehicle swerve and everything. I was like, yes, that's definitely something that we saw. I mean, we do see it pretty much every episode, but it never gets old, is seeing how they are constantly there for each other. Yes. And they really do go above and beyond to have each other's back. And that's, yeah, man, I'm a disobey a command all day long if my partners, are under fire, period.
And they're all rookies together.
Exactly.
And the VP straight up has Secret Service agents who will take a bullet for him or her if it comes right down to it. One of the other things that caused a little bit of a domino effect with the VP in town was that road rage. I did not see that coming.
No, I did not. Okay, so at first I was like, oh, this is kind of tame, because the guy was like, hey, you gotta watch where you're going, man. He said, and I was like, I know how I am behind the wheel, and I'm crazy aggressive, and I say a lot of crazy things that are best left unheard by anyone else. And I'm sure that goes with everybody. And obviously this is network TV, so I understand they couldn't make it crazy. So that back and forth, I didn't feel like it was intense enough to warrant that guy going and grabbing his shotgun. But the fact that he grabbed his shotgun, I felt like you could have stopped there. Like, granted, that was already too much. That was already, you know what I'm saying, doing a lot extra. But you could have just did that, and that alone would have scared the dude. The fact that you fired, and I don't know, like, he was just so slow about it. Just, I'm going to grab my gun, and I'm going to walk over and shoot out your windshield. Like, he was just so slow. It just, I did not, when he did that, I'm like, okay, he's going to be under arrest, no big deal. And then they show this lady sitting there, and she caught that stray bullet.
Yes, it was surprising, but I watch those road rage videos all the time, and I could totally see that, because sometimes when you're driving in LA and you have your turn signal on because you want to merge, and someone's like, I'm not letting you merge. They both were not in the wrong. The guy in the big truck was in the wrong, because the Lyft driver was like, dude, I had my turn signal on. I don't want to get over. And why are you fighting? None of you are going anywhere. The road was straight up stopped.
Cherry. Oh my goodness.
Redwood was in the house.
You speaking my language right now. So I always, and I'm usually on the phone when this happens, when I'm trying to merge and then I have to explain because they're all mad because, you know, it will be full conversation. I just stop. But exactly. Especially here, they will see you with your blinker on. We're already moving at a snail's pace, but then they try and speed up because they don't want to let you over. And it's like, dude, you're not going to get anywhere that much faster by letting one car over. It's ridiculous.
It's insane. And to me, that was part and parcel of someone overreacting because they had the weapon in the car. If he hadn't had the weapon in the car, they probably would have come into blows.
Right. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, because I've wanted to get out the car several times because sometimes you end up just having to throw your car over there, and I'm like, yo, I dare you to hit me. And like, I'm ready to throw hands. So I understand. And yes, had he not had the gun, they probably would have went to blows.
And I think with Officer
Bishop.
Nolan and Bishop, she's trying. I think he's infecting her with his niceness and kindness, and I think the counseling, and that was why she reacted so much seeing the woman die, because they've had people die,
right? And
before,
she's just
like,
yeah, she's been very, just It happens.
It happens, and what happens is when you get in a fight with some homeless people, you need to be careful. There might be some needles or some that I did not see that coming.
I didn't either. You know, all I thought of when she ended up falling down with them as they're rolling around, all I thought of was that, and this is, I mean, not through any fault of their own, but I was like, okay, they're dirty. They probably smell really bad. And all I kept thinking was the fact that she's coming in such close contact, rolling around back and forth. I'm like, you're gonna be funky low key all day now for the rest of the day. That was the only issue I saw. You know, like that I thought she was gonna have.
Yes.
I did not think she was gonna have a hypodermic needle stuck in her chest.
I don't even think those two women who were fighting, I don't think that was their needle. I think they fell against that random tent. So who knows what was in there. And I thought that was really interesting, and also really parallels what's going on in LA with them cleaning up the tent cities.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're doing it, and they're moving them, and they're picking up their stuff, and it's like, well, where are they going to go? And when the VP or the president comes to U.S. or any other high-ranking official, they do clean up the streets to make it look pretty. And the homeless people, it's disruptive, and it causes fights, and they don't have that much in general anyway.
Right.
But what would you have done if you had fallen and had the needle? Would you have just freaked out, pulled the needle out? I personally would have run screaming, I have a needle in my arm, a needle in my chest. I'm kind of a germaphobe, so.
Okay. Okay, so real quick, first off, I notice that we do that a lot, whether it's in an office or say, an official comes to town or city or whatever, there's like, oh, let's clean up, and you sweep a lot of stuff under the rug. And I feel like, you know what? You shouldn't do that.
Yes.
Let them see the homeless people.
Yes.
Let them know that's, what I'm saying? So that way they can get that, that touch with reality that, oh, okay, shit's real out here. Now, to answer your question, I probably would have froze like she did. Obviously, she didn't know this at first. Bradford did. For me, I would have froze and then I'd have been waiting in my apartment like, okay, get some gloves. And I'd have probably freaked out, but I wouldn't have freaked out like running around. But I'd have been like, okay, get some gloves, and then grab that. And then after that, yeah, WebMD rabbit hole. And then my mind's just going a million different places. The one thing I kept thinking was like, why didn't they have the vest on underneath? Because typically, don't they,
They wear vests if they think they're going to be in a dangerous situation. But they were just cleaning up a homeless encampment,
and you don't expect that. But yeah, no, I definitely would have freaked out. But I'm kind of a more calm freak out type person. It's kind of more internal than it is external for me. So I'd have just, like, hurry up, dude, get the gloves, come on, pull it out. And then, and then the rest of it had just been real internal. I wouldn't have wanted anybody to see me. I would not have wanted to let anyone see me sweat, but I'd have been freaking out. And I'd have been Googling a million things while I was in the hospital.
And this episode is really showing us the type of person Bradford is. Yes, he's very prickly on the outside, and he's caring. And I thought one of the funniest things he said was, "AC makes you soft."
Right. You need to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yes.
Which I've heard a lot.
But I thought the way he handled it, the way
Right.
he spoke to the nurse reception person, he's like, dude,
He checked him.
No, you can't have her
Right.
out here amongst these people. I know
Right,
you're
which
here."
makes sense.
Yes.
I never thought about that, but that definitely makes sense.
And he really wasn't mean to the guy. He didn't really yell at him.
He was very firm.
He just spoke to him very firmly. And I respect that because I hate when people are stressed out
Right.
and they scream at someone that has absolutely no power and they're
Right.
taking the frustration out. And at the very beginning of the episode when Wes was checking his phone, I honestly thought it was about a date with like a woman. What did you think?
You know what? Honestly, I don't even know. That didn't dawn on me. The only thing I kept thinking of was like, dude, what are you doing right now? Like, put that thing on silent and you check it when you're on your way to the shop. Like, do not, like, they're literally in the middle of your briefing.
An important high profile
Right.
briefing.
Like, so even once it's revealed that this is mom, granted, I love my moms, but I will get at you when I get at you.
That was not the
I
place.
was just like, oh my God, like he was just, and I can we obviously find out why later, but still, like there's just certain areas where it's like I feel like you have that excuse.
Yes.
So when someone wants to come crazy at you later, like, why don't you where's my call? You're like, yo, I was in the meeting, like, big boss, blah, 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 whatever. And people just, okay, cool. Like, the world don't
very
stop
tough
because you're
call.
calling. Yeah.
But that was...
I thought Lopez was going to check him, but obviously that would have been bad for her to check him in the thing. It's just you let Sergeant Gray do what he do.
But the way they were looking at him, he got like a little right up there. His daddy was not protecting him for that little trouble that's coming around the bend for that. And they're not going to care about him issues with his mom. They're going to be like, yeah, you leave that at home. When you put the badge on, it's badge up. Badge up. But I have to say, I totally sympathize with the mom. He put the job in front of his brother, causing his brother to go into renal failure. If you don't know what renal failure is, I have to say I thought it meant blindness, but what it means is it means your
Kidneys are failing.
your kidneys failing,
Right.
and it's serious.
Right. And okay, so I have to play devil's advocate. I think that
Devil's advocate.
now I definitely understand why the mom was upset when you find out that he had the opportunity to provide his brother a kidney and prevent that renal failure from even happening, but his brother gave him the out. He took it. Now we don't know how long ago that was, but I feel like you have to. Let's just acknowledge that he is young, and that is a lot.
Yes, it's a lot.
It's a lot. Granted, obviously you love your siblings. If there's a good relationship, you would do whatever you can to make sure that they don't, suffer or deal with any pain or whatnot. But it is a lot, and I felt like that's probably something that it wasn't really explained, and he didn't really. No one really talked to him about it. It was just like, oh, okay, you a match, so it's a done deal, right? Let's carve it up.
Match in the family, though. The
Right.
only one.
Right. But I feel like it's one of those situations where if the dad and the mom and had they just sat down and kind of helped him unpack the entire situation and the circumstances, he might have said, okay, you know what? Cool. I'll suck it up. I'll wait, to join the academy, how much ever longer it's going to be. But I feel like he had to deal with all of that on his own. So then, of course, sometimes you make the selfish choice. And then his brother made it really easy because he gave him that out and said, it's cool, like, do your thing, and then, you can do it after.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Wes was right. I'm
No.
just saying that, I can see where he was coming from, being in that position and not being able to see the bigger picture. A lot of times it takes for someone to help you break it down for you to actually see the bigger picture, or for them to give you a different perspective and you're like, oh, you know what? I didn't see it like that.
It looks like it's about 2 years because that's how long the training program goes. So the mom has been pissed at him for 2 years, which is a long time. I'd say I probably would not have wanted to give my sibling my kidney, but I would have, because I know how long people wait to be on the donor
list.
registry.
Exactly.
It's years, and that was just like a lucky thing for him. Now, I know you guys are loving watching us every Monday on AfterBuzz TV, but we have a podcast, and we want you to join and watch and listen to us on the podcast and give us 5 stars. So make sure you subscribe to AfterBuzz TV and, of course, the Rookie Podcast. We would love for you to listen, tell your friends, tell your families, tell your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your side piece, everybody you know. You need to be listening to us. It's a blast. And check out our other shows, not just in the science fiction, but not only in the drama, but the science fiction, the comedy, the reality TV. AfterBuzz TV has a podcast for you. We have everything.
You name it, we have you covered. Period.
Now, for tonight's special segment, I want to ask, who was the best rookie or their second in command tonight? Who really stepped up for you?
Hands down, just Officer West. Let's just go ahead and just call it. Hands down, Officer West. Not to take anything away from anybody else, but hands down, Officer West.
He got vomited on.
He did.
He held the guy's the neck.
Yeah.
He's just full of blood and feces and ickiness.
And
was awesome.
he did not freeze under fire.
He has improved so much as a police officer from the first season. From the first.
I mean, he legit got shot and he shook it off. Granted, it hit the protective vest thing, but yeah, still he just okay, cool. No, I'm good. Let's keep it moving.
But if he hadn't had the vest on, it would have gone through his neck.
Right. Well, because he had his regular uniform on, so it actually worked out that he got vomited on.
How often do you say, "Thank goodness I got vomited on"?
Exactly. Not never.
Not often.
Not never.
My VP tonight, I have to say, is Nolan's son sending his daddy the door frame. Oh, and his best friend forever offering the money to pay for the house and not putting a total kibosh on him ruining his Architectural Digest home. Right. I would have put the kibosh on that. He wouldn't be hanging that.
Nah, bro. No. Well, like you said, shadow box.
Yeah,
we could do a dozen different things for you to commemorate that and save it. But yeah, no, you're not about to nail that into no parts of my house.
No,
not even
I'm
a little
letting
bit.
You stay here for free.
Yeah,
you need to be grateful. Grateful. But I say, if I had a friend like that, I'd be staying at his house 24/7. I would
promise.
Never ever leave.
Yeah, because that house is crazy.
Now tonight we have some super cool news.
We do
gossip about our Rookie show.
Okay, so we've got Sarah Shahi, who's going to be a person of interest on The Rookie. She's basically she's going to be a rock star FBI agent, and she's going to use her expertise to train the other rookies. And she's bringing she's a straight shooter. She's bringing some humor, and she's an expert in hostage negotiations. So I'm sure we're going to see a few hostage situations coming up in the near future. So yeah.
I love her. She was on Person of Interest, and she was a kick-ass chick on that. So I'm thinking she's gonna be a kick-ass chick on the Rookie too.
We also have Nathan's going to be on Jimmy Kimmel tonight, talking about the Rookie. None other than he also did the 10-year challenge, which was
So funny.
I like the fact that you have people now doing the 10-year challenge, but they're putting their own special little twist on it. Kind of like Mariah Carey, when she said, I don't acknowledge time. Or time is not something I acknowledge. Like that's kind of clutch.
She is timeless.
So yeah, I mean, there you have it. And
Firefly, 10 years ago.
that's our news.
10 years ago was Firefly for all the nerdlings
Right,
watching
yeah,
the
there
show.
you go.
If you're a fan. Nathan's been around for a long time.
He actually
and
has,
he's
even though he
awesome.
doesn't look like it. He's been in the
He's
game
aged
for
really well. He's aged very well.
quite a minute. Yeah.
And maybe one day, instead of going to Jimmy Kimmel, you can come on down to the AfterBuzz TV studio, Nathan. But talking about Nolan, what do you think? Would your backup plan be if you failed being a police officer to go back home to your small town, your ex-wife who's moved on? What would your backup plan be if you were Nolan? Because I don't know if I'd want to move from the big city back to Nowheresville.
And that's the thing. I think that it really depends on the person, because there's some people that are quite comfortable with that. For me, yeah, no. Even if I don't stay in LA, I'm not going back to a small town. Now, granted, being in a small town has its advantages, such as, the traffic probably isn't as crazy. But yeah, no. So if I were a cop and I needed a backup plan, yeah, it's not necessarily going to be going back home. But wasn't he a carpenter or something like
Carpenter.
that?
He could totally.
So
make a
he
living doing that.
he could definitely pick that back up here. In LA. So I mean you could definitely fall back onto your your previous career, but yeah, I'm not moving. And there's nothing, his son's in college, and your ex-wife is that. She's your ex-wife. And you don't even pine for her like that. So you got Chin all in the fold. So you really have no reason to leave. And again, if that were me, if my kid's in college and my ex-wife is my ex-wife or just my ex, and it's a small town, I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying put.
Living in that.
You can
super
always
fancy house.
hit reset, and I feel like it's easier to hit reset when you're in a in a bigger city.
And he's living in his friend's
Right, rent
house. I
free,
would not.
and he
even
can have
if I
company.
found out.
That's the thing. You can have company whenever you want. You don't even have to worry about putting a sock on the door. So
And
you're
his
good.
friends. And his friend is totally willing to let him be his plus one because they were going to go on that trip
Right.
to Sedona.
And or wingman.
Yes, and he wasn't making them pay. I wish I had a rich friend like
Man,
that.
I'm telling you.
You know what I thought was funny? A reminder of how young West is when Nolan and Chin were sitting close to each other on the couch and they were kind of like touching a little bit. I looked at it and I looked at West. I was like, West, you are so young that you are not picking up on it. Because everybody else would have been like,
Right, like, and then later they'd be like, so, what's up with Nolan and Chin? Yeah, no, he's completely oblivious.
yes, it's going to come out.
I mean, I
gonna come
kind
out.
of feel like, is he even realize that, what women are? As opposed to just the fact that, like, he works with them? Like, I don't even think that's in his peripheral right now. Like, that's not even in his focus.
I don't think they've really established whether he's straight or gay. So who knows?
Yeah, I didn't even think about it like that. But yeah, I just
bisexual.
don't even think I don't think a relationship is anything he's even worried about anytime soon. Even though, anytime soon. I'm not even gonna put that out there. I was gonna say that, I wouldn't mind seeing him but I'm just gonna let that go.
Now he's total tunnel vision about being a police officer, proving to his dad that he is on the right path, and proving to everyone else that he didn't get there because of his dad.
Right.
But we all know he kind of, having him as his dad was very helpful.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, we have a little bit of a hiatus. We will be back on February 5th, but what do you think will be happening when we're back on February 5th?
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Man, okay. So sorry, I didn't mean to breathe all in your ear for those listening. But that was a deep sigh because as we saw in the preview, they're going to be tasked with watching or safeguarding money. How much was it exactly?
I don't know, but they lost
it was
300,000,
250,000, something like that. So they're tasked with watching this money. I'm not quite sure why they're, loaded all the way up in full battle rattle. For those of you that know what that means. But they're geared up and they're tasked with watching this money. And then we find out that, later on after their watch, there's money missing, and then they're going to have to take polygraphs. I'm curious as to what's going to happen with this money. But furthermore, I feel like with the polygraph, I don't think any of them took that money, but the fact that with the polygraph, there's going to be questions that, have you ever lied for, another partner? I feel personally like I could, just because it's not related to that situation, I could just be like, yeah, no, not at all. Boom. Next question. And keep it pushing and not led on that I was telling a lie. But who knows in that situation? But obviously we know how Nolan is, and I feel like depending on how this polygraph goes for any of them, especially Nolan and Chin, it's going to open up other things that are completely unrelated, but are going to cause them a lot of issues down the line. So hence the deep sigh.
Because Chin has straight up been like, lie. Lie, lie, lie. Keep lying. Lie, 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 lie.
And when you think about not lying, lie some more. So, I feel like it's just going to open up some other stuff because Nolan he's too good for his own good, if that makes any sense.
I think he'll get nervous if he even tries to lie, which will then have them
Someone should have put him up on that thumbtack in the shoe game.
Ask him so many more questions because he'll be nervous.
Right.
And it'll just...
It'll send his readings off the chart, and they'll be like, oh, okay, cool. Next question, and they'll jump down to a whole tougher list.
And he better hope internal affairs isn't there, because they'll be like, oh, hey, now that I think about it, didn't you have somebody at the house with you during that shooting?
That's what I'm saying. Like, stuff that we thought was, done and under, while they're under the bridge, it's going to come back.
It always comes back.
It's going to come back. The break, wasn't expecting a break, but, we're getting a break because they've got to play catch up now because they've got a full season order.
Got a full season order.
Which is good.
Filming, yes. I'm so excited. But where can we find you during our break of The Rookie?
Starbucks. No, I'm joking. You can find me on Twitter.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and
or Instagram. You can find me on Twitter, KAAOSJ. You can also find me on Instagram, Chaos_Jones31. Holler at me. Don't be shy. You can tweet me. You can DM me. You can do whatever. Just be nice.
And you can find me, Cherry_LA, on Twitter and Instagram. Mondays on Fox Horror TV, The Passage. Tuesday with you on The Rookie, and of course Mike will be back in February, and on Thursday Supernatural. 14 years. Oh my gosh,
that's major.
Thank you so much for watching. We look forward to seeing you February the 5th for The Rookie. Make sure you're subscribed, make sure you like us, and make sure you listen to us on the podcast.
5 stars.
Thank you so much. Bye everybody.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.